Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Flying Brown's Garage. So in today's video, last video we went ride the beast and it was giving us some trouble. Kept losing the belt. We kept having issue with the battery, and I keep having issues with the brackets for the lights, specifically the one on the bumper, not so much the ones on the hood. There is a couple other things I'd like to do, maybe do a little more of an adjustment on the shifter to where it shifts a little easier. I'd also like to get a set of brakes on it, and I also have a new to the machine set of front tires and wheels and hubs for it. So along with the front end needing greased and a couple other things, I think we're going to get this thing in the shop today and get to work on it, start tearing it apart and doing the necessary things to get it back to where it needs to be, and then maybe taking it out again. So let's get into it. Alright, so I want to start off with showing you what I got for it. We have these Blackstone 25-10-12s 4-lug wheels that I want to put on the front. We have a matching set and have a set of hubs. I see that they're keyed, but I'm going to see if I can make them work. Also, we have brakes. Oh, we have a new throttle cable too. I forgot about the throttle cable. So we have brake and rotor, or a rotor and caliper. We have two more mechanical calipers. That's also a mechanical caliper. And then we have cables for said brake and throttle. So I'll probably be using two of those cables on the beast. Probably a thicker one for the throttle and a thinner one for the brake. I was going to use this outlet there to put on there, but I'm actually going to save it for another build that I have to do, and I'm going to need that for it. So maybe later on we'll get one for the beast, but as of now we're just going to do what we got. Also, I didn't know it was going to be a thunderstorm. Also have a toolbox that I'd like to mount to the rack. That way we have a decent spot to store stuff. I might just strap it down and I might bolt it down. I'm not sure. But for now, that's the plan. The only issue that we're having is, as you hear the rain, it is raining like hell out there. And the beast is still on the trailer. Oh, and the battery's dead. So, perfect. That makes things so much easier. Not. I think I'm going to try to wait for this rain to die down a little bit and then get this thing in the shop. But as of now, you can't see it on camera too much, but it's raining pretty hard, and I know I'm going to get soaked if I go out there and try to get that thing in here, and it's already kind of cold. So I'm going to close this up and hang out in here for a few minutes, wait for that to die down. Hopefully it does pretty soon, and then we can go out there and get the beast, get it in here, and get to work on this video's project. Alright folks, it is the next night, technically. We just went and picked up, me and Mike did, another project that's going to be on the channel soon, and this one is crazy. I'm not going to give you any, well, I guess. Y'all are probably already going to see it because of the Instagram and Facebook, if y'all follow those, so I guess I'll go ahead and show you anyway. It's a propane mower. Propane powered. Already been built years ago. Thing's crazy. It's got like a 30 horse V-twin engine on it with an oil cooler and a fan on the oil cooler. Propane powered. Pulley swat, MST 206, limited slip differential. This thing's crazy. Functional hood scoop. It's an 88 Murray. It's been heavily modified, so if y'all want to see this unit in action, y'all better subscribe to the channel, guys. I've been telling you for a while now, y'all better subscribe, because I got good shit, but y'all be sleeping, so quit sleeping. Hit that subscription button, hit that all notification bell, that way you can see crazy stupid stuff like this. And it's got a heck of a story behind it, kind of a sad one, but it does have a story behind it. So y'all be sure to stay tuned for this one. This one hasn't ran since 2018. So will it run? Will it ride? This is a heck of a will it run. And this one we will be keeping. But enough of this. Y'all have seen enough. If y'all want to see more on it, subscribe to the channel. We're about to get this thing up into the shop and start putting some front tires and wheels on it, because I am anxious to see what they are going to look like. So first things first, off camera, I got to move this out of the way, and I'm going to go get the tow rig to do so. But we did put a light out here, so we have a light and can see things. Well, we got the belt on. Let's see if this thing has slightly rejuvenated itself since the last time I rode it, because I did not charge this battery. I hope it'll start. It's not going to. No. Fuck, I don't want to push this up in there. That's just so much work. Maybe I should get out the tow rig again. I just used it for the last video and just put it up. But I might need it to push this up into the shop. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go get the tow rig. Oh, it's already removed. Good deal. Go get the tow rig and see if it will push this thing on up in there. Be a lot easier than trying to push it by hand. That thing's heavy as crap. Well, back to this unit. Like I said, I just had it out. Exhaust is still hot. See? Alright. Well, since the exhaust is still hot, it should fire right up. Yep. Tow rig to the rescue. Let's go push that thing in. You gotta be real careful. That is awfully close to my light. I don't think that's gonna do it. Better solution. Now I gotta go up and turn the wheel. straight. Got to send it up into the shop. Turn on that wheel. It's going to hit the door. See if that does it. I think it's going clear now. Yeah, guys. Alright, we have our beast up in the shop. Took a minute, had to push it in, but that's what tools are for. We're going to do first thing what I've been anxious to do since I saw them and got them in my possession. Those guys right there are going on the front of this, and I want to see what they look like. So we're going to go ahead and yank one side off and see how the spindle fits, and then air up one of these tires that are the right direction for that side, and we're going to go ahead and throw it on and see how much more it's going to lift the front up and how much more beefier it's going to make this thing, because I am excited to see that so much. Alright guys, it is about to be time to break out the welder. We got our spindles here, or hubs, as you want to call them. And see, these came off of the back of a Troy-built garden tractor. And you see they are splined. So it's got a spline drive. And while it does fit over the axle, it is a little loose. So what I think I'm going to do, my engineering here, I'm going to clean this surface, and then I have these metal bushings for some wheels, and they are the diameter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this up with some wheel bushings, and I'm going to weld those bushings on both sides and make a hub that glides on the axle shaft. And as you see, there is the ring right there all the way around for the rim to go on. So all of this is going to clear. I think it is a pretty good idea to make this work. Although the only thing I'm going to have to do is I'll have to space out the back a little bit with some washers, but I actually should have them left over from the ones I took off of the General. So if y'all haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. It is great. I got the General absolutely 100% perfect, and it's awesome. I think it's the most perfect driving and riding mower I have around here. No problems, no nothing. It just goes. It's perfect. It's done. Unless I twin turbo it one day, but I wonder, should I port and polish and turbo? Depends. See if I come across the parts. If I do, I may just do it. Who knows? If there's someone out there, that company with small turbos that want to sponsor Flying Brian's Garage, let me know down there in the comments, or you can email me at flyingbrian2293@gmail.com. We would love to work with you. We already do have a sponsor, Hypa Parts. And since I went ahead and mentioned them in this video, and they're not sponsoring anything in this video, I'll still go ahead and give them a shout out. Hey, thanks Hypa. We appreciate your help with the channel and love working with you guys. So hypastore.com, link in the description. Any mower parts, go check them out first. They got good deals, they got good parts. So yeah, y'all be sure to do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning, and getting ready to weld us up a brand spanking new to the tractor hub for a 4-lug wheel. Alright, so to recap, we took one of these hubs and took a long bushing, metal bushing, and a short metal bushing. Did the short one on the front, long one on the top, or short one on the top, long one on the bottom, and we ended up making a hub just like so, centered up. And here's the finished product. It is welded all the way around on this side and this side, and it is greased, lubed, spaced, and on, and it is perfect, guys. So I think it is time to put us some wheels, or a wheel, on the front of our hub. See how it's going to look and see how it's going to clear. That is insane. This thing is about to be monstrous. Absolutely monstrous. I think at this point I might need to cut some lugs on my rear tires. I'm thinking leave these, but cut this pattern out. And then leave the chunks. Oh, scared me. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm about to shut the camera off real quick and admire this ridiculous ass. Good Lord, I love it. So, I've got a can of paint that was bought today for the front bumper on the General, but I think maybe we can squeeze in a couple of tires, wheels with it too. I'm hoping. So, we're going to find out. I'd like to paint these, because everything else has been painted. The last video we did with this, and those, not so much. Well, actually, the video before last, we painted everything. So I'm probably going to raise that back up and paint it. I feel like I had told y'all in this video that we were going to put some brakes on it. We have mechanical calipers. Actually, 3 mechanical calipers to be exact. One in there too, and then we have a rotor that I would like to adapt on. So I was thinking in the last General video where we took the handle grip off of my bicycle in there and put it on the spot where the brake was. So I decided, well, I took that other grip, I'm going to have to match it back anyway when I do go to put all that back together, so I might as well take the other one. So here's what we did. I'm going to have this on a cable. So I took the brake handle and the grip and the center cap, the end bar end, and put it all on here. So now that's going to be the brake. And it just looks good. I really like that. It looks nice and clean. And I know we're bouncing around, but see, if I didn't do this now, I would have forgot about it. Even if I wrote it down, put it on a reminder on my phone, I still would have forgot about it. So I figured while I was thinking about it, might as well do it. And this looks and feels really good, and it makes it look like it's just not a mower. Something different. Looks really good. So guess we're on to what are we on to? I might lower this shifter, because this really ain't. It really ain't so happy when I take it out. I may have a whole new shifter idea for this, guys. Let me see what I got. Alright, along with our totally different brake setup, which we will get hooked up and done at the bottom at some point in this video, we also have a new shifter. And I like that. It feels good. I hope it operates better. And all in all, that's just much, much better. So now that that is done, those two, and I don't have to worry about this anymore, or try to remember it or any of that crap. I still like my gas pedal, but I think I'm going to take this off and just have my original pedal like I'd had it before, and do away with the grip. That way everything's just a little more vibrant. Yeah, I like the red, and it just goes with everything else. I don't know why I had it taken off before, but yeah, that's it. So at this point, we're going to bounce on to taking this wheel back off, taping it off, painting it, and then putting it back on, and then we can focus on the other side, getting the hub made, getting everything greased, getting the wheel aired up and on. Everything's looking good so far. I mean, I really can't complain. I'm happy with these new tires. Really happy with them. Makes this thing a beast. Oh yeah. And a Jeep. 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 Alright guys, so here's what we're looking at. Wife went earlier and bought some paint. She thought it was black, and I'm not going to blame her. The top of it looked black, and she's really trying to get a discount, so it was $2.99. She bought it, and Ken told me everything I needed to know. Well, it's not black. So, it's a brown. It's a dark brown. But it's not far from black. So, you know what? It's an off-road machine. Camo brown on the front wheels ain't gonna hurt it. Like I said, it's not far off. It needs paint anyway. So, there you go. there's our setup. So I think we'll go ahead and air up the other tire, paint the other wheel, and get it setting off to the side and drying while we're making our other hub. And then we will assemble and install. But that really looks like a clean job. Cap on it and everything. It's got the cap in the rear when I made those. This really looks good. I hope it operates just as well. Let's look at the inside. I also painted the hub, all that good stuff. So there's our hub. The back side of the wheel, everything clears really well. I like it. So let's go ahead and get to work on the other side and hopefully get this done. At least the front tires on tonight. That is not black. That is definitely camo brown. And that's the second wheel. Our first wheel is already on with the hub. I just painted that to sit to the side so it's done when we come to put it on. But since it's camo brown, and I know my wife didn't mean to mess up, she just meant to, you know, get a can of paint for a cheaper price, but it doesn't hurt because what I went ahead and did is I just went ahead and sprayed the back wheels so everything matches, and all the wheels are camo brown while the rest of the frame is black and the body is green and gray. So that works. No big deal. No harm, no foul. Actually looks pretty good. That gives it another coat of wheels. Spray paint for the wheels on the back. Now I did not paint the insides. I'm going to go ahead and leave those all black and everything on the inside of the backs. But I painted the outside of the backs camo brown. And the inside and outside of the fronts will be camo brown. So, I mean, it looks pretty good. It'll work. It's better than nothing. I guess it makes it more military-ish. So, apocalyptic vehicle here. Alright folks, with the camo brown wheels and everything is starting to come together. All of the brake and shifter action. We're going to go ahead and, while we're waiting for this paint to dry and all that, we're going to go ahead and make up our hub, which we have everything here to do it. So we're going to get to welding our hub together and pulling this tire over here off and getting ready for our new beefy 25 by 10 by 12. Alright, we got this wheel over here drying, and I just looked at it and there was a speck or two of dirt, so I had to wipe it off and spray once again. Like, we're not trying to get it perfect, but we're trying to get it good looking so it don't rust and it actually kind of matches the tractor. Let me grab my light wherever I put it. What to do with it? Oh, it's way over there where I just came from. Our paint has dried nicely on our wheels and hubs and on the backs. They're drying up nicely. So we now have camo brown wheels. I think I kind of like it. She messed up, but I'm kind of glad she did. I can always get paint later for the General's bumper. But I kind of dig the brown, so we will roll with the brown. Heck yeah. I'm going to go ahead and start welding up our second hub and getting it finished up so we can put this thing together. So I'm going to put our bushing in our vise here. We're going to get our hub centered up on this guy so it is a nice even shot all the way around. Let's see. That. Quit moving it. Quit moving it. Nope. Needs to go that way. I think that is it. At least that's what we're going to go with. Let's look down the center bore. That's about right. Slightly. Let's see here. Yeah. Looks about right, so let's weld that bottom one on, get our topping in place, weld it on, and get this hub finished up. I'm going to take a quick second, make a new little commercial thingy, whatever you want to call it. Y'all be sure to go like the videos. YouTube likes that. Comment down below. YouTube likes that. We're still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers to get monetized, so if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscription button and hit the all notifications bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is at least once a week at this point. Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. The only one that's different is these Snapchats and Avatar. The rest of them are the same profile picture as a YouTube channel, so you can go to those platforms, type in Flying Brown's Garage in the search engines. You should find me, and we post different content to those as a sneak peek to what is coming. Also, be sure, if you want to, come join us on Facebook at Flying Brown's Garage Mud and Race Mowers. We have a group where we're trying to build like-minded folk to come around and share your builds, share your ideas, and maybe even plan a get-together ride or something. So y'all be sure to check out all those things and stay tuned for the newer videos. If y'all want to check out some of the older videos, we got a bunch of stuff back there in playlists. So if you're feeling a little like a little Flying Brown's Garage mood, y'all can go back, watch a bunch of old videos, and stay tuned for the newer ones. And let's go ahead and get back into the shenanigans of the video. Alright, we got our other hub made. There's our wheel dried. Here's our hub. We are about to grease and install, baby. Heck yeah. Homemade hubs for the Jeep Beast. I love it. Alright folks, these are drying up nice. Got all four wheels dry. The other one is over there, is waiting for its new home, which has just been painted and assembled. Our new hub. I had to find a cap. That's not the prettiest one. I'll probably change it out later, but this is the only one I got right now, and it's just gonna have to do, because it is better than what it had, and it didn't have one at all. Apparently it fell off somewhere during my ride, so there is our camo brown wheel hub with camo brown spindles, all that good stuff. Everything is nice and clean, welded up, and ready to go. just like the other side. So we are waiting for that to dry just a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and mount our wheel on there, which have been aired up to proper pressures. The valve stems have been tightened, or the valve stem cores have been tightened inside, and all tires have been checked, and we put new valve stem caps on the front. So they're getting a lot more love than they used to get. But I sure do like what we're looking at. I think it looks cool, and I can't wait to see these both mounted up on the front of this thing. So here in just a few minutes, which will be just a second for y'all, 15-30 minutes to me, something like that. That dries up, I'm going to put that wheel on, drop this thing down, move it back over so I'll be able to get to it, and yeah, that is it. It's looking good. Alright folks, we've got our other wheel and tire on. Look at that beefy setup there. Painted front and back. We just put our lugs on and sprayed one more little bit around there to get our lugs. I know we're missing one on both sides, but we will acquire one soon. There's one more thing I want to do. I wanted to put this seat off of the Yardman on there, but I noticed that the frame's different and I don't want to use this plastic, so I'm going to take these screws out of this seat stuff, and I'm going to see if I can adapt all of this over this frame, and if it'll fit, I'm going to take the bag off, do a whole new seat cover for that unit, and make it look good. Alright folks, it is 2 a.m. and I'm about to call it, but we got our hubs done and greased and everything put back on together, and it looks good. It's nothing like a beefy front end to just do you some justice. Gotta love it. It looks so good. We got our seat done. I couldn't add both cushions because it just wouldn't give me the room for it, so I used the existing cushion. I took the trim off and I riveted this thing to the seat frame, because with it being on that plastic seat frame, that plastic seat frame actually stretched it out. So, but camera's dying and I'm gonna get inside, so I'll see you guys out here tomorrow where we will be finishing this thing up, hopefully. Alright folks, we are back on the beast again, and it is nighttime. I actually worked today on another video that'll be coming out soon. Y'all should stay tuned for that, and the best way to do that is subscribe to the channel and hit that all notification bell. We took the tires and wheels we took off of this, put them on our tow rig, painted the wheels, and get it looking military and ready for trails, so we have something else to ride out on the trails. Today, or tonight as I should say, we are going to be working on throttle and choke. So as y'all know, we have our throttle pedal down here. I like the pedal, I like the way that's set up, but the cable is a little put together and janky, and we have a whole pack of cable here, so we're going to adapt that to make a new throttle cable, and then instead of on the hood where it's been for a long time, choke that is, I found the same exact lever but longer, and I do believe that we can use that for our choke lever. So that's going to go back in place of the throttle lever, and it's just going to be for the choke, and the rest of it will be straight for a throttle. I think I'm going to like that a lot better, having everything on my dashboard instead of half of it on the hood, and I think the cable will look a lot better and function a lot better. especially from that janky hookup setup that I had under the hood to start with. So I'm going to go ahead and start tearing into that and getting, I think I'm going to do the choke first, because that's going to be the easiest, and then I'll work on the throttle cable. Good news. Here's our old choke cable and blade. Here's where it used to go on the hood. Here's our new one, all hooked in. And it runs along back here, up through there, and onto the dash. And it's also functional. Yeah, buddy. So, now that our choke is fully functional, I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to our throttle cable. Get all that tied up and done. And this thing will actually be a lot better than it was before, that's for sure. We got our old throttle cable off. I just went ahead and slid it through the zip ties, so we still have those. Everything is disconnected down there. Here's our old cable. You see how messed up it was. So now plan is to go ahead and unbag and put us a cable together for the throttle cable. So we just assembled our cable, ends crimped, and cable sleeve done, cable slid through and completed. So it's time to throw this on the mower. Alright, so we got it on this end and it is routed through. I just need to get it hooked up to this end. I want to do it a little less janky than I had it before, so I think I'm going to take a little time and try to drill a hole, small hole through a bolt, so I can lock all this down together, and it's pretty much cleaner setup than what I had. I do like the blue cable though with everything. I don't know, I dig it. I just dig it. I might go ahead and put together a cable, another cable real quick for the brake. Alright, we have that end hooked up. I've already got a cable ran there. I got to zip tie it, and I've just got it hanging and it's ready for brake. We got our, let's see, let me zoom y'all out. We got our spring and our throttle cable sleeve hooked up there. All we got to do is, I'm going to come in here and drill a hole in the side of the governor arm right there, and then I'm going to run the cable through and tighten it down on the other side, and then it'll pull my throttle down. So let's get that done, and if anybody's wondering, that is the simple way to hook up a throttle on a V-twin. Brake pedal, bracket bolted to your floor, run your cable up through, make sure you have a good way to hold the cable. A lot of time what I do is I take some baling wire, actually guys, and I wrap a bit of baling wire around the cable sleeve and crimp it down just a hair so that everything has something to bite on and it won't slip. Electrical tape don't work, it slips. If you can find a way to get it to bite down other than that, I say go for it, but as of now, that is my solution to the problem, is that right there. So let's get our hole drilled, get our cable hooked up and done, and then we can move on to maybe start looking at how we're going to put some brakes on this thing. I do have a rotor here. I don't know if this is going to work, or I just don't know. We're going to have to figure it out. I got two mechanical calipers here that match, and then I have another mechanical caliper that came with the unit itself. I don't know how this one would work. I'd have to have something holding the cable sleeve for this one. That's what it's looking like. I'd have to have a cable sleeve holder, and then the cable attaches through there, which I kind of like. They usually have more pad, but this one already has the cable sleeve holder attached, and it attaches down here and it pulls that to do the caliper. So I don't know, which one do I want to use? That's the question. That is the question. They're both the same though on this end, so those two are the same. Oh no, we do have a cable sleeve holder on there. Okay, so that makes things a lot better. I do see a cable sleeve holder right there on both sides. I mislooked that, so don't pay attention to me. I will probably use these guys just because they have more pad than these guys do. These guys don't have much padding. Wow. See, these guys have a lot of pad. A lot more than that. There's just not a lot of pad. But let's go ahead and finish our cable so we can look at starting to install the brakes. So while I was messing around, I went ahead and pulled the tag off the back because I don't want it messed up any more than it was. So it's just now that, and I'm going to try to pull that sticker off and remount my light. We did come through and put some slime in this tire. I've rolled it around and I think I fixed it. I also think I fixed this tire because it had a leak in the tread and I plugged it, and I think I may have also fixed that tire. So if I can get that tire back there to start holding there, then I've fixed all the tires on the machine. We finally got our gas pedal cable done. And there it is. So now that that and the choke's done, we can close the hood up and be done with that scenario. I think what I'm going to go ahead and start doing next is start looking at fixing my light and then doing the brakes on this thing. Well, I got our rear light bracket fixed. It is not what I wanted. It's baler wired on, but I absolutely hate these stupid brackets that these come with. They're garbage, and I don't have a good bracket to replace that with, so baling wire it is. Yeah, it is what it is. So I've actually changed my mind on what we're going to do next. I am about to go retrieve that plate, but this thing really needs a grill. So, in one of the rides, we took this thing over to Mike's friend Joey's house, and on the way there, the grill fell out. I'd really like to do a new grill, and I think I might have just the idea and material to do it. Here is our candidate for our grill. I just cut it down out of that. It was like an old shelf topper type of thing, and we're going to adapt this to make it our grill. Alright, we have our grill formed to the curvature of the hood. Now what we're going to do is we're going to secure it. So we got our grill done. I was going to paint it chrome, but then I was like, you know what, I kind of like the look that it gives. So there's our new grill. It is secured on with baling wire, and you can barely tell. Secured on in 3 spots down low, 2 spots up top. It's twisted behind the hood and folded, and it's sturdy. It's really sturdy. So we now have a grill, and I like that. I think that looks good. Alright guys, welcome back. It has been a couple of days. Well, actually no, it hasn't. It's been a day. I actually had some stuff to do this morning, so ended up getting to this a little late, but it is still daylight outside, so that is good. I think what we're going to do real quick is air up tire, go take this thing for a quick ride, see how it rides. Oops. I need some brakes on this thing for sure. It'll be alright. Well, she runs, she rides. It's a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it rode better with the other tires or with these, I can't tell. I do know that we're probably going to have to do a little bending on that rod right there, because it likes to hit the tire. But we could possibly fix that. Actually, let me look at the bar on one end. No, I can't just flip it. I'll have to cut it and fix it, but hey, not too bad. Not too bad for a first test run. I can tell that I have a little issues to fix with this thing, but no big deal. We'll get them taken care of. I think what I'm gonna do is I have decided that I actually want to cut these tires down, get them nice and trim, and then I actually would like to flip them, because I got this one did hold air, that one still don't hold air, that one over there in the front holds air. Like this one didn't for a while, but we got it plugged. It is now holding air. I got it at 10 psi. The other one we need to get to hold air, and it's around the bead, so I still got to pull that wheel off anyway. what I want to do is I want to get these tires cut, and then I want to paint the front the Blackstone HP007. I want to paint that white so I have white letters. I'll probably do this all at the end once I get everything cleaned up. But I'd like to paint the fronts. I'd like to flip the rears around, because if you see, they're white letters, but they're hollow white letters, and I'd like to fill in that with white to make them stand out a little more. Alright guys, as you see, this is a long, tedious process. I've only got maybe half of the tire, maybe a couple notches more. Okay, I'm down to here and here. I'm a little past half. I'm not going to bore y'all with all of that, so I'm actually, since I showed y'all some of the process, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up without being on camera. Alright, it's getting late. I'm tired. I'm going to go in and spend some time with the family. That's what we're looking at. Not too crazy about that tread pattern, but I'm hoping it'll act like paddles. So, yeah. I gotta finish the rest of the tire. I'm not completely done with it yet, but I'm getting close to being done with the side. So, what I'm gonna do is, once we're done with the tires, I'll flip them, grease the rear axles, clean them, and then paint the white letters, make everything look cool. So probably back out here on this again tomorrow, so see you guys then. Alright guys, it is the next day and it is late at night. We actually today cleaned shop, so if you notice, we have a lot more room in here to move around, which is great. I straightened up a good bit of stuff, and it's just those two mowers in here for now, and I'll bring one in as I need it. And it gives me much more room to walk around and breathe. So with that being said, I did that, and then I started jumping on the tires and cutting them. I had a blade dull out. I had to go to Mike's to pick up my machine. He hooked me up with a few blades. Thank you, Mike. And we finished cutting our tire, at least on this side. It actually looks pretty good. I like it. Next step is I'm going to go ahead and swing the ass end of this thing around over here, and we're going to pull that wheel and tire off so I can flip it around. Then I'm going to wash it, clean it up, then I'm going to start doing the white letters, and then start to cut the other side. Alright, we got our wheel pulled off over there, and we just drained out the air. I'm not sure how I like the tread, but it makes it look a little more aggressive. Mike said it looks like a rattlesnake tread. Said it looked kind of badass, but I don't know how I'm feeling about it yet. But let me clean these tires up, flip them around on these rims, clean the white letters up, and fill in that with white so it's solid white. Alright folks, for the big reveal, there's our tire. I cleaned the outside, painted the inside of the letters, and there's our tread. Alright guys, here we are. Originally and now. There's what this side's going to look like with our new aggressors on the rear and our new aggressors on the front. I wish the treads matched, but it is what it is. I'll have to just ride with what I got for now until I get some better back tires. I like the fronts though. I damn sure like the fronts. We're going to go ahead and start pulling off the left side, and the way it sounds in there, I think I may have sheared an axle key. Something's going on. So that may have been that noise we heard on that ride where it popped really loud when I was on the road. I think I might have found it. So let's pull this side off and see how bad it is, I guess. Hope it's not too bad. Alright, we took it apart. Shift key, or the axle key, isn't broken. It's actually just fine. Oh. It looks like it may actually be the spot on the axle. Let me flip this around to where it's facing up, and then we'll be able to tell better. But unfortunately, I think it's the axle itself. So that is indeed what it is. Yeah, just push this up. Y'all can see right here, if you look at it closely, right there, it's stretched. Y'all can look at that keyway and tell it ain't straight, and it's this side. I can feel the ridge. Ah, shit. Tell it's not gonna do. File it down, clean it, run it. There's nothing else I can do. Eventually this thing may need a new axle. I may need to eventually get a 1-inch. But for now we're gonna run this thing the way it is. I mean, I'm not gonna put it down because of this, that's for sure. Probably gonna go ahead and remove this stuff here for the old drum brake on this side. Alright folks, we got all of the hardware off of here except for that one washer back there. It's one of those that are fixed to the bolt, and what I did was I just ran some electrical tape around it to keep her in place for now. That'll work. I also cleaned the shaft. If y'all noticed, I took and I hammered down this area. It kinda helped it. If you see, it didn't help it completely. There's still a high spot in there, but I beat it down, I filed it, I took and took a wire wheel to it, cleaned it up, and now all that's clean. All we need to do is clean our hardware for our wheel and tire, which is our pin and all that good stuff, and get it ready for lube when we put this thing back together. After I get those clean, we're going to go ahead and move over to the tire machine with the tire, get it switched around and clean the bead, and try to fix this wheel because this wheel leaks around the bead. Actually, I might bead on it before we take the tire off. That might be the best idea. But yeah, that's the plan. Get this thing sealed off and back to working order, and flipped around so we can cut the tire, paint it, or clean it, paint it, and grease and reassemble. So I'm about to get to this, but I decided to go ahead and do the tire first, because that way it'll have time to leak out and I can figure out if it's still leaking or not. I inflated it after I flipped it around, and I sprayed some Awesome around the bead. Noticed that there was a lot of bubbling, so I came through here with a hammer and beat the bead down on this tire on both sides. Might be a little uneven in spots now, but I'm trying to get it to seal that tire off, and I'm hoping it will. If not, we may eventually need to get a new rear wheel. Alright folks, 15-minute quick job, and it's reversed. So I do believe, I hope that clears that down there. If not, I might have to make some more adjustments. Alright, we've got 3 out of 4 that are almost done. Well, 3 out of 4 that are done, as I should say, and we're almost done with all 4. That's what I meant to say. So, get my paint back on here, cleaned up a little bit, give us a bit more of a workspace. Let's see what our tires. Oh yeah, that don't hit the tire rod no more. We're golden. So I got both my left and right turning radius. Bigger tires on the front, everything holding there. We're looking good so far, guys. So I'm going to go ahead, and it looks like this tire is actually holding pressure. Might have fixed it good enough. If it holds air for a couple days, that's good enough, at least for now. So since I did all that, I'm going to go ahead and come over here and start chopping up a tire, getting it cut, cleaned, and painted, and then we'll get back on the camera and lube up, remount, get it on the ground. Alright folks, it is some days later, and we're back on the beast. I have spent days cutting these tires. I didn't want to film all of that because it's just too much and it's boring, so I wasn't going to put it in the video. But I got it done, and it's not the best job in the world by any means, but I've got all 4 white letters painted, all 4 tires on. I did a couple other things off camera too. Mike provided me with some zip ties that I used to zip tie our cable with. Came through here and zip tied our cable back up for our light. Zip tied our cables, or our wires for our headlights. And then I came back here and I drilled some holes, and I put the rack on the back of the machine again, drilled some holes and zip tied around the frame of the rack, and then I cut the handle off so it won't be smacking around. And yeah, so everything's coming together on this machine. It really looks good. I hope it performs good with these tires the way I've got them cut. Yeah, it really looks crazy but cool. I can't wait to see it all said and done. But as of now, I'm about to work on the belting system we still have that one catch to fix on the clutch pulley, and that is crucial. And then we also have to hook up our brake system, and then that is it for this video. And I don't think we'll be taking it out in this video. It'll be in the next video where we go ride, check it out, see our new add-ons and see how they do. But as of now, plan is I'm going to off camera jump up under it to fix that that belt, and then I'm going to get y'all back on camera and we'll hook up our disc brakes and see how good they're going to work, see how we can adapt them and all that good junk. So we are now on our brakes. I haven't fixed the pulleys yet. I got curious and wanted to see how the brakes were going to fit, and apparently the 160mm rotor that Mike ordered is a little too big for the spot for the transaxle, because I would have to, there's another bracket over here. As you see how I have this built, I'll take you up under it real quick. So we have our stock bracketry on both sides coming down, and they're bolted in. Then I have a piece of thick steel flat stock going across and welded together to brace this. Then I have old lawnmower blade. As you see, it bolts in, it's drilled out. So when I drop the transaxle, if I take the bolts out, this frame comes off, and it is a added protection for my transaxle for me not, you know, slamming it into shit. And it looks like I've already bent it a little bit, so it looks like I've already slammed my transaxle onto a couple of things. So those are good. They kind of act as a skid. And yeah, so with all that being beefed up, this wouldn't fit without me cutting it out, and that is something I'm not doing because I have so much into this transaxle. There's the tires on the back are so big, they're not even supposed to actually be able to be ran on a 3/4 inch axle, but I do it anyway. And yeah, I don't want to add any extra stress points. I want everything to be solid so it doesn't give on me. So with that being said, I went ahead and sacrificed our drum on this side, and I drilled and tapped all 6 holes for the bolts, and the rotor is in place. Yeah, the rotor. I'm going to leave the other side hooked up to the drum, so it's going to have one drum on the right side and one disc on the left. The disc is going to be operated, of course, by our brake lever there, but the drum is going to be that action. So push forward drum, pull brake lever for disc. So I will have 2 separate brakes on the rear. And I am in hope that, well, someday I will be doing the drum, trying to get it a little better so it works along with the disc. So let's see here. So years ago I had made this bracket here for this brake for my bike, my mountain bike, and I was going to put disc brakes on the mountain bike, so ended up having a caliper to go with this, and this did come with a caliper, but the brake pads just aren't very thick, and it makes me think it's going to wear out kind of quickly, especially with this application. It's actually made for a bike. This has a lot thicker of a brake pad, so we're going to use this mechanical brake caliper, or yeah, caliper. I've had lack of sleep, guys. Puppy's keeping me up at night, so yeah, I'm a little delusional today. But the bracket was square up to here. I just cut this off so it has room to clear the old existing drum that the disc is bolted to. And we're going to go ahead and cut this bolt back. I'm going to put it in like this, and we're going to weld that to the bolt there. And then I'm going to come in here, so it'll be welded to the bolt back here, and up top I'm going to come in with this stuff, and this is the extra that we cut out of the Beast when we did our new tie rod. This is existing tie rod. I'm going to come in here and cut it to fit in between there and the back side of this bracket, and I'll get it in place and weld it to the frame and to the bracket, so the bracket will be in place and we'll be able to take the caliper off of the bracket whenever we need to replace it, change the pads, all of that sort. So it'll be a removable system, a serviceable system. Yeah. Alright folks, we got all that welded in, and our plate is on, our brake is on there. So now that that is working, we're going to add our little cable crimp guy right there. It goes in there. We need to add on a little bit to our cable sleeve to come up through here, and that is perfect. So let's get these brakes hooked up. That is all we have left except for the belt catch. Like I said, I'm probably gonna I don't know, I might do that on film. But brakes at least are done, and I don't have to worry about that, so that's freaking awesome. Let's get them hooked up and see how they're gonna work. Alright, we've got brakes and they work. Got our cable zip tied right there. I unfortunately didn't cut the sleeve right. I cut it for thinking I was going to put it on the transaxle, and ended up putting on the axle instead over on this side, and it was supposed to be over there, so I had to join a couple pieces. I just went ahead and made another cable with the ends on it, and then I actually took a rubber hose and went over the two ends and then taped it up and zip tied it up there, so it just looks like a junction. It's not bad. No. But we have our cable that runs back to the brakes, and I will go and pull the lever. We have brakes. So we have drum brakes on one side and disc on the other. I think that's cool. I'm going to go ahead and get the wheel put back on, and then we're going to fix the belt catch. And then we're done with this project, and we can ship it on out of the shop. So I'm excited about that. We got a really cool one to bring in. Yeah, I think I showed it to you at the first of this video. The propane mower, propane race mower. That's coming in the shop after this unit. So y'all be sure to stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that all notification bell. That way you're notified every time I put out a new video, and you will see stuff like that. But I'm going to go ahead and tie this up so we can get this thing out, take it for a little test ride. Well, unfortunately we have a slight issue, and I was afraid of this. Let's get the camera right. That's rubbing the brake rotor in spots. No, yeah, self-clearance, but no, I don't want to damage that rotor. So I'm going to pull the wheel back off. I'm going to grind some of this off the back of the wheel around there and clearance this thing to make it fit so it doesn't rub that brake rotor. And once it doesn't rub the brake rotor, we're good to go. Alright, that is done. Nothing rubs. It is good to go. I actually want to close the creeper. I'm going to grab that. Okay. Get out of the way. As you see, those aren't very good brakes. Let me see if I can adjust them some. Alright, so grab some light. We just got our belt fixed. Let's get y'all under here. Let y'all take a peeky peek. There, let me go on the other side. It's hard to see on this side. So, we got our belt catch fixed on our clutch pulley. Everything else should be good. As you see, there is our brake line or cable running through. There is our brake system, drum, disc, drum, disc. I like it. I think it looks good. I think I can call that a win. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing down, and hopefully it's not raining too much out there that we can take it out, take it for a little test rip, see what it does. Alright, she's off the lift. Let's get on this thing and see what it'll do. Let's find the key. Got so many daggum keys. I cranked it up today, so it should fire up. Oop. Didn't really hit that. Those ain't the best brakes. I'll have to do some adjusting. Alright. I'm gonna call that good. She runs, she rides, she stops. Needs a little adjustment, but no big deal. I can get that situated, no problem. But that is it, and it's ready to ride. I'll probably do another video on this thing soon. We go to Mike's, take it for a ride, see how it does, especially out there on the trails with these new tires and all that good stuff. So y'all stay tuned. Best way to do that is to subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and be sure to hit that all notification bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is usually once a week, but sometimes twice. You can also follow us on our other social media to see updates around the shop and just stupid crap that we do. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Only one's different is Snapchat, it's an avatar. The rest of them are the same profile picture as the YouTube channel. If you're in the mood, you can go to the YouTube channel and click on some of the, damn, brain went blank, playlists, and watch some of the old videos. Got new ones coming out. About to pull a cool project into the shop now, and y'all will love the story on it. I'm about to call this one done, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I think it turned out pretty daggum good, and I dig it. So, yeah, hope you guys do too. And I will see y'all guys on the next one, where we will be doing the propane mower, and that should be fun. Already pulley swapped, already got the goodies ready to go, so all we gotta do is get it running and let it rip. Tater chip. So, be sure to come check us out on Facebook, Flying Brown's Garage or Mud Race Mowers. We have a little, group there. Come join us, share your ideas, share your pictures, show me what you're building. Love to see it. And go check out my buddy, Monkey Wrenching Mowers, Jake, on his YouTube channel. He's starting to do some mowers and stuff, so y'all be sure to go check him out. And Mud Masters, check them out. And I will see you guys on the next episode.